Hello, everybody. It's 4th of March, Vivaldi's birthday. 346 years old today. Happy birthday to the old chap. I was thinking about our forthcoming album, Vivaldi times 2, Volume 2, or Vivaldi times 2 squared, which is a collection of double concertos that will be out in August. The last one of which is the concerto Il Proteus al mondo al rovescio, Proteus, or The World Turned Upside Down. This started life as a concerto just for violin and cello in F major, RV 544. And from the appearance of the original manuscript, he originally conceived it as just the concerto titled The World Turned Upside Down. And then in a later ink, he writes to the left of that, Il Proteus ossia, Proteus, or so. And he had some pretty fixed ideas about how the concerto should be performed. If I show you the autograph manuscript version of the concerto, you can see there's an awful lot of text. There you go. On various staves that Vivaldi's written, basically saying all the solos to be played by the violin soloist should be played up an octave. The first ripieno violin basically plays the solo part in the ritornelli. The solo violin can swap solos with the cellist at leisure, and vice versa, obviously. And then he says at the bottom, and when the cello doesn't have any solos, it plays with the bass. The last one, fairly standard, I would have thought. But even so, when he revised the concerto, he added a flute and a oboe to each of the cello and violin solo parts, and also a solo harpsichord to the cello part, and everybody plays in unison. Now, so many times you find I have found people that don't quite believe what Vivaldi's written. And one of the things you've got to understand about Vivaldi is he really knew what he was doing. Otherwise, he wouldn't have bothered to write all that text. The later version, this is in Vivaldi's handwriting, and as you can see, all the solos of this concerto must be played at the higher octave. So there you go. That's the solo violin part in Vivaldi's hand. For this version of the concerto, most of the parts survive in the Henry Watson Library in Manchester, with a couple of the wind parts, bizarrely, in the British Library. It's a bizarre thing because Vivaldi's so very, very clear as to what he requires you to do. He's written all the parts out himself. He doesn't get much clearer than that. Yet I've heard the concerto played where the violin solo does not play up an octave, despite in both sources him saying that that's what you should do, and also things like people taking it in turns to play the solos. So like a violin play one bit and then an oboe play another bit and then a flute play another bit. And you just think, well, that's not what he wrote. He knew what he was doing. He really did. And one of the joys about Vivaldi, particularly when you get extra instruments that you don't normally have, such as wind parts, the colours that Vivaldi achieves with his ensembles are really avant-garde. I mean, he's sort of, he's the Stravinsky of the 18th century. So it seems like a real shame to sort of ignore what the great man wrote. But there you go. That's just me. Anyway, so this is a brilliant concerto, and I hope you'll all be listening to it when it comes out in August. All right, cheers.